Hey Miko, I am Charlie's a Tree, and I saw that you were in PogChamp, so I thought I would analyze one of your games, try and provide some useful feedback. I think if you can build Miko, you can easily win this. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm only about 1700 rated. I'm not, Anna or Alexandra or Levy or any of them, but I think I can still try and help out a little bit, do what I can. So I hope you find this useful. Uh, Okay, so just starting off at 45. This is really normal. Great job so far. And then here we have the first mistake. Remember in the opening, B is for bad. Don't do it. This is no good because the bishop will control this diagonal. Another common mistake that a lot of beginners do, they'll push the A pawn or the H pawn and then bring the rooks out here. So the rook would come to like A3 or H3, and we gotta remember, like, the bishops will control these, and that's an easy mistake a lot of beginners fall for. So yeah, B is for bad. Don't do it in the beginning. So the bishop takes. We keep going. The reason that this is not a particularly great move is because you want to be able to move your pieces out. That's called developing pieces, without them having the chance to force you to move them again. You want to try and move each piece one time in the opening. Obviously, there are a ton of exceptions, but you want to move this guy like once. So probably bishop e2 or bishop c4 would have been better. The reason this isn't good is because you are helping him being able to reinforce his pawn structure, and he's forcing you to move back. So you lose time to develop your pieces, get more pieces in the game, and he gets to put his pawn in the game. So, yeah, and the reason he should have done this is you want to attack the center. Think of the center like the high ground. You want to be Obi-Wan Kenobi. Nobody wants to be Anakin. So this is why it would be superior, it would be better to go E5 or D5. Sorry, there's E5. There's D5. Anyways, so you go back. And the reason that this move would have been better than this move is just another super common beginner thing. Or like if you put your bishop on like this square, or if you had this bishop on this square, this now you can't blocks in this pawn. You can't develop this pawn, which prevents this bishop from getting out this way. So generally avoid that because again, you want to be able to put as many of your pieces on the board as possible, as soon as possible. And so by pushing your bishop out here, you allowed him to push it back, making you have to spend 2 moves to get the bishop somewhere. And then this bishop's stuck. So you want to try and avoid that. But that's a common thing, no worries. Keep going. And so one thing that actually I really want to compliment you on is a lot of beginner players are like terrified of doubling their pawns, and they'll go to like any means to avoid it. And the fact that you're not afraid of doubling your pawns is really cool. Thumbs up. 10 out of 10. We go working out. And yeah, great job. You saw the queen was attacking you, so you defend. Nice. And we go on. Yeah, this is like, not to get too much into it. You want to try and break up his center as much as possible, which is the reason you want to take this. You remember, he's got the high ground, so you want to like shake him up. Shake him up. Shake it up. That's why that's a bit better. But then the big dummy, he broke up his own center. Nerd. Okay. Oh yeah, quick. So this is a tactical thing. If you do puzzles, you'll see this pretty soon. No worries that you don't see them. The reason this is not a good move is because you are taking defense from this pawn away, which allows his knight to take it, which he does. Bam! You got him. And yeah. So, the reason, and this is another thing that I'm sure you'll learn really soon with puzzles, is this, if he had his rook here, this would be called a pin. Because, now your bishop can't move without him getting your queen. And so, you want to try and look for things with your opponent too. Look for pins. See ways to pin pieces. Like I said, this is an example of a pin, because your bishop cannot move, without him getting your queen. And we don't want that. And so, but he doesn't see that. And also, to reiterate, if he had done that and you had played like a random move or whatever, he's going to get your bishop for free because you can't. Like, if you move your queen, he gets the bishop. No matter what, he gets the bishop. So, because you can't move the bishop because of the pawn. So remember that. But easier said than done, of course. And then you block dude. So yes, it's okay when you miss hanging pieces. Happen all the time. No worries. Remember, don't have faith in your opponents. Expect them to mess up. It will take you so far just knowing your opponents will mess up. And the two things that you should do after every move is, one, think, why is that a terrible move? And see if you can exploit it. And two, think, why is that a great move? See how it hurts you. So think about that. It'll help you. So, but it's okay. People miss things. And then I thought this was also a fantastic move. I think a lot of beginners would miss it. You are getting your rook active into the game. A lot of other beginners would just shuffle it back and forth, but you are making him strong. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And so now you're just assaulting the king side. Let's go. And then, silly buddy, you are able to take his pawn. Because, like, as you demonstrated, he's only got one piece guarding it. And you have 1, 2, 3, 4 attackers. Freaking nerd. Oh my god, what a loser. And then here, you freaking nailed it, man. Amazing. Or the next move, you nailed it. You got really close to nailing it, but the next move, you nailed it. Here, it's about to be checkmate. Yeah, look at this. Look at this guy. So, this is a thing that's important to recognize called a weak back rank. I shouldn't highlight the whole back rank. It's weak because the king is stuck behind 3 pawns. Sometimes other pieces are included, but in this case, usually the king is stuck behind 3 pawns, and he is unable to escape should he be in check. And so you want to be able to look and see, is there a way to give him a check while he is behind these 3 pawns and can't escape. So that's a quick, simple checkmate. So if you had any checkmates from any of these squares, or any checks from any of these squares, it's checkmate because you can't guard it. Well, in theory, if these weren't guarding these squares, but you accomplish this masterfully. Okay, so you take the pawn with check. He's forced to move. And now there are 2 ways of checkmating. You do one of them. Actually, there's a bunch of ways of checkmating. You do one of them. And so you recognize his king is now stuck. If you're able to give him check and he can't capture, the king is stuck. So it's checkmate. Back rank. And so you check, and then you just checkmate him immediately. So you just go for the throat, be done with it. I want you, if you can, pause the video for like 3 seconds. See if there's another way to give him checkmate. It takes 1 move longer. So pause it. I don't care if you pause it. You can pause the video if you want. Anyways, the other move is you could go queen here and sacrifice the queen. It does take an extra move, but you force him to take and then you give him check again. There's a weak back rank. Frickin' nailed it, man. Great job. 10 out of 10. A lot of beginners don't see back ranks, so you killed it, and especially because you saw it in a sequence. A lot of beginners don't see that this is a 2-move process. You have to take the pawn first, and then you have to be able to recognize that by giving check here, you are forcing him into a checkmating pattern. So great work. Yeah, killed it. Need more lettuce. If you find this helpful, I'd be happy to do more analysis or whatever. Keep it up. You can totally win. This is a super, super fun game. I hope you're enjoying it. Don't take it too seriously. Some people take it too seriously. Yeah. Peace.